Thank you. It is great to be here. And I am honored to receive this award. I want to congratulate my colleagues, our great chairman, who's been a fabulous leader on LGBT issues, Pat Leahy, and getting an award together, Sherrod and Connie, who are here. So that's great. And I am honored to be here. And thank you so much for honoring me. It means a lot to me. And I would say this. They gave me these prepared remarks, but I'm not going to read them. Although Alex, who handles these issues for me, does a great job. So how about a big warm round of applause for Alex, and that way we don't have to read his remarks. Which are very good. He always is good. But I just want to say this. You know, when Alexis de Tocqueville, the great French historian, came to America in the 1830s, he wrote all about it, and he was very prescient. He said that our nation, which was a small nation of farmers, would become the greatest country in the world. It wasn't close to the powers like Britain and France and Russia. And he said this little country of farmers would become the greatest power in the world. He also said that the inexorable quality of America that distinguished her from other countries was the inexorable drive for equality. And he said, unlike other countries, America sometimes is detoured and sometimes takes a while, but believes in equality. And that's what we've seen in our country. I mean, slavery, racism, still probably, in my judgment, the greatest poison in America, the hardest to eradicate, but we've made progress. Women's rights, again, America took the lead in some of the most quintessential states, a Wyoming, a Montana, took the lead there. Now, the LGBT movement, of course, is newer. I went to college in the late 60s, and only later, like 20 years later, did many of my friends at college come to me and say, I was gay. People were even afraid to mention that they were gay, let alone come out. And then there was Stonewall in New York City, I'm proud to say. If it wasn't in New York, it would have been in Cleveland. You have to make up for the Indians, you know. Oh, no, I like the Indians. They trade us their best players every year. That was good. He said rooting for the Yankees is like rooting for the drug companies. You gotta wake up early in the morning to get ahead of Sherrod Brown, let me tell you. I shouldn't mess with Sherrod. I've learned that lesson through the years. But in any case, and go public option. Come here, Sherrod. Give me a high five, Sherrod, for public option. We're gonna get it. We are gonna get it. I believe that, and Sherrod and I talked about this. Sherrod is great. So we just finished the vote. We were quite pleased with the vote because some of the more moderate Democrats voted for at least my amendment, both Tom Carper and Bill Nelson, who Warren sure did. So it was a good vote for the internal workings of the Senate because we're going to move to better terrain all the time. In other words, the Finance Committee is the most conservative committee in the Senate. You're not supposed to be from a big urban state and get on the finance committee. I will say this, I hope Sherrod Brown gets on that finance committee soon. We need him. But I'm the second New Yorker. You know, finance, supposed to be New York. I'm only the second New Yorker in the history of that committee. In any case, so it's going to get better on the floor of the Senate than it was in the Finance Committee. It'll be better in the Conference Committee, where Nancy Pelosi has been really strong and will continue to be, and where they have 80 members who say they won't vote for any bill without a real good public option. So we're going to get it. But I digress. So I think we can be really proud of the progress that's been made since Stonewall. It's great. And you know, some of the moving moments for me, I was the first senator to march in the Gay Pride Parade in New York. And you see humanity. You see businessmen in suits, all the way to the drag queens, and everything in between. But when I go to New York City, I have 2 policemen on my detail, and they march with me. And they're both conservative, Republican, from the suburbs. I'm sure before they marched with me in the parade, if you would have asked them their views on, you know, gay rights, all would have heard things that sort of made us cringe a little bit. And at the end of the parade, spontaneously, takes about 3 hours, takes a long time. And there's always the Oceanside High School graduation afterwards, which I always miss. But at the end of the parade, these 2 conservative Republican suburbanites said to me, why shouldn't we let people, there was it's such a beautiful outpouring of humanity. They said, why shouldn't we let people just live and be who they want to be? And they're now both supporters of LGBT rights. And that is going to happen in one way or another in every part of America before the next generation gets old. We will have gay marriage, full equality in New York very soon. It will spread to other states. And I do believe that your hard work, I guess I'm supposed to talk about that, right? Your hard work, always helping us out in different races, always being there. You know, I used to call on Winnie and the others and say, we need another extra $1,000, you know, several bunches of $1,000 to help in this race. I don't say how much here. But we need this, and you've always been there, and it will bear fruit. We have an agenda, and we're going to move forward. I want to tell you, I mean, it starts off with hate crimes and moves to LGBT full equality, and I'm proud that it is not just LG equality, but LGBT equality that we are moving forward on. Shouldn't stint. And we will, in my hope, soon, with your work and our partnership and great people like Sherrod, get rid of DOMA, make all rights transferable, and if you get married in one state and have legitimate, you know, you've been married in one state, you should be able to have your federal rights in every state in the country. So, you truly are my brothers and sisters. It's a beautiful thing to be here. It's a beautiful thing to see the community exerting pride and political power, and the partnership between the LGBT movement and Chuck Schumer will last forever. Thank you very much.